Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you all are doing well. Here is your science teacher, Miss Aksa Riaz. Today we are going to discuss pathogens. I would like to introduce pathogens. Small microorganisms that cause diseases are called pathogens. What are microorganisms? Microorganisms are very tiny living things that can only be seen with some sort of microscopes. So, as you know that microorganisms cannot be seen with naked eye, that's why whenever they enter inside the living body, we cannot distinguish whether they are pathogens in our diet or not. That's why they can easily get entry into the body. So, now there are several types of pathogens which cause different type of diseases. It means pathogens are related to different diseases. For example, some include bacterial diseases, viral diseases, parasitic and fungi diseases. So these are few pathogens which cause different type of diseases in living body. So students, now we will study about bacteria. Bacteria are very small living cells that come in various shapes and sizes. They reproduce by dividing into two. Given the right conditions, bacteria can reproduce very quickly, about once every 20 minutes. Bacteria make you feel ill in two ways. Number one, they damage living tissue. Number two, they produce toxins like poisons. Examples of diseases caused by bacteria include streptococcus, throat and tuberculosis. So students, in short, we can say that bacteria are very small living cells that cause diseases in living organisms. Whenever they enter inside the living body, they multiply within the host cell by a process of binary fission, means division into two. As far as their replication is concerned, this is very quick and easy process. About every 20 minutes, they replicate and produce its two copies. Also, the bacteria is very famous for causing diseases in living bodies or living organisms like animals, plants, human, etc. Example of diseases caused by bacteria include tuberculosis, means short form TB. Okay students, next pathogen is virus. Viruses are much simpler than bacteria. They are about 100 times smaller than bacteria, so they cannot be seen under an ordinary microscope. It means viruses are smaller than bacteria. If they are smaller than bacteria, it means they also cannot be seen with naked eye. Viruses are not cells, they are just a protein shell with some DNA inside. This is the composition of the virus. Viral structure include no cell. It means it is acellular bodies. It include only genome like DNA or RNA enclosed in a protein shell which is known as capsid. They can also reproduce inside living cells. This is the important point. Viruses only reproduce or replicate whenever they enter in the living cells. It is nothing without host cell. Viruses have no metabolic machinery, it has no replicating system until and unless it enters the living body. They take control over the cell and instruct it to produce more viruses. It uses the metabolic machinery of the host cell and produces more viruses. Viruses make you ill by damaging living tissue. If you breathe viruses in, they get into the cells in your nose and throat where they quickly reproduce. Example of diseases caused by viruses include influenza and common cold. Students, you are very familiar with influenza because it is very common. Influenza means seasonal flu. So as we studied about bacteria that they cause diseases in living bodies, so viruses are also responsible for causing diseases in living organisms like influenza virus, which cause flu, seasonal flu and common cold. As you all are familiar with the symptoms of influenza virus, it include flu, fever, cough, etc.